Okay, we are live. I think. I've never done this before, so I'm not. I think there's people watching. Hello, everyone. Hola. Good evening. I apologize that the quality of this video is gonna be very blurry. It's like very 2005, I guess. But I'm just doing this on my webcam, so that's why the quality is not the greatest. Hello, hello. I see people are joining. Let me know where you're from so that I can recognize a little bit. Hello, good evening. Dobro večer. I'm trying to think of other languages. Bon nuit. Yeah. Oh, from UK, Bulgaria. All right, cool. Thank you so much for joining. So today I just wanted to catch up a little bit and tell you a little bit about where I am, what my plans are, and also answer some of the frequently asked questions in my comment section. So if you have any questions, just put them in the chat and I will open them and I will answer them as we are going through this live stream. Someone from Plovdiv. Nice. Blagograd. Oh, wow. I really love Blagograd. I was there just recently, blown away by the scenery. So I recommend highly anyone who is in that area to visit it. So, okay, let's just go to the point. First, let me just tell you where I am. I don't know, maybe some people will recognize, but this is my room at my parents' house in Slovenia. I was here now for 2 weeks just to visit my family and also to pick up my warm winter clothes. And tomorrow I'm actually taking a bus, if you can believe it, from Zagreb to Sofia. It's going to be like a 12-hour night journey. It's not going to be the first time I'm taking this bus, but it's going to be the first time that I'm doing it at night. So I hope all goes well and we don't have any issues at the border and it's all smooth. So I should be back in Sofia Saturday morning. And then I'm going to tell you about my plans, about what will happen when I'm back in Bulgaria at the end of this chat. But first, I just wanted to go through some of the questions that I get very frequently and that are kind of like, reappearing. So it's just easier for me to answer them than to be typing the same thing over and over again. But yeah, if there's going to be anything that you want me to go more into detail, or it's any topic that I will not mention and you want me to touch upon, just let me know. So first, I got this comment very recently from a few people about the name of my channel, because to some people, especially the ones who joined this channel recently, is a little bit confusing why my channel name is Where's the Party. There's a good reason, because when I first started this channel 5 years ago, my plan with it was completely different. So I basically wanted to show people how I party when I was going to a lot of electronic music events around Europe and around the world, and festivals and things like that. So if you go to my oldest videos, you're gonna see that I'm actually having fun at festivals. So you see that I've come a long way since 5 years ago. But yeah, the channel just developed naturally, as I did, as any person did. And I think the pandemic changed a lot. So now when the channel is more about unconventional living and travel and trying to establish this unconventional alternative way of living in Bulgaria by buying a remote house, Um, the channel kind of doesn't fit, but then again, I was seeing it more like it's an ironic kind of name. So, because there's really not much party in the literal sense, but everything that I'm doing is like, to me at least, is like super exciting. And like this new path for me is like super exciting. And I'm still trying to really make the whole process of finding my dream home like really fun and exciting, because it's been a very long process. And if I didn't do that, I think I would probably just go crazy. Because yeah, it gets a little bit overwhelming and also like disappointing at times, because I've been doing this now for 1 year, and spoiler alert, there is still no dream house on the horizon. But hopefully that changes quickly. So yeah, that's the story of the name, and I thought a lot about changing it, especially recently. But I think it's kind of like, yeah, ironic and funny. I don't know what do you think about the name of the channel. Like, I don't know if it even matters that much, because I mean, a lot of the channels, they just have like their personal names, and then the channels are like about wherever. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep that. Okay. Oh, we have someone again from Bulgaria. We have a Slovenian. Hello. I think that's maybe Gregor. Yeah. um. Okay. We're gonna get to the questions about living in Bulgaria as an expat, EU residency, in just a little bit. Okay, I have my questions written here. Oh, this is a really interesting one. How do I find accommodation? Because I've been, from May until now, I've been staying in different regions, in different houses, free of charge. So when I first came to Bulgaria, my first house sittings, well, actually, there weren't house sittings, there were more like work exchange projects. So I would exchange my time for accommodation and food. And that was through like platform called Workaway. There's other platforms, of course, also, but I've been using this one for a couple of years. And I've done 2-3 projects through Workaway, and then one just naturally turned into a house sitting. And also then people just started to reach out to me through this channel. So I got some viewers of the channel who reached out to me and invited me to stay at their guest house and take care of their animals, their dogs and cats. So also this channel is starting to provide me like new opportunities, and just to be able to connect with people. Hello, we have someone from England, Keith. Hello, joining us. Dober večer. In Slovenia, we say dober večer, so we just like put the accent on at the end. So yeah, that's basically, it's been very like a natural kind of process. Like I wasn't actually like super actively searching for anything. These like house sittings and pet sittings just kind of like very naturally happened. And now when I'm returning back to Bulgaria, I'm gonna do another house sitting and pet sitting with a host that I've already been to. And like I said, I will let you know more about that at the end of this chat. Okay, let's see, what's the next question? How much does it cost me to stay in Bulgaria? Very little, just because I don't pay for any accommodation. And this is kind of like the reason why I've been doing these house sittings and pet sittings. So that's provided. I only pay for food, I pay for my insurance, and I pay for diesel for my car, Vladimir, who is waiting patiently for me in Sofia right now. So it really depends. If I don't splurge too much on food, and if I'm not really driving around a lot, I can spend 150 euros. Sometimes it's 200. The most expensive thing is the health insurance that I'm still paying in Slovenia. So I'm hoping to soon get rid of it and have my Bulgarian insurance. So that I think answers how much it cost me, like very, very little. Yeah. Do I know Bulgarian and read Cyrillic? Well, so if you don't know, I'm from a Slavic speaking country, and uh, sorry, I'm from a Slavic speaking country, so for me it's kind of easier to understand Bulgarian. I also speak and understand Serbian. In the past, quite a long time ago, I learned Slovak as well, and so it's much easier for me to understand that, let's say, for someone who speaks a Latin language, or so I would say I understand like maybe 60-70% of Bulgarian. When I first arrived, I was speaking mostly Serbian with Bulgarians, because I didn't know the vocabulary yet. But now, after like 5-6 months in Bulgaria, I'm starting to remember the words and learn the words. So basically, I'm starting to speak Bulgarian with people. So it's for me easier now when I go to a small village and I find people there, like Baba, and I'm trying to find a house. I can go speak to the mayor. I can speak to Baba, and or go to a shop and ask them about houses and things like that. So I can ask that in Bulgarian. So I'm quite proud of myself, considering I haven't really been actively learning. The only method I use is just listening to people, just having conversations, and then trying to remember the words. I do read Cyrillic, but I read it super slow. I learned Serbian Cyrillic, which is quite similar. It's just a few additional and different letters. So, but I'm still like super slow. I read like I'm like 5 years old, but it works, you know. So slowly, I will get there. All right. Next question. Okay, maybe this is now fitting here. So the rules for non-EU residents change. This is a comment. In the past, you could buy a property if you started a company, but is it true that this rule has changed? I have no idea. Sorry, I don't have that information because I am an EU citizen, so I don't have to start a company. I can just buy regulated land. I cannot buy unregulated, which is like agricultural land. So I just can buy the regulated one. But for non-EU, you will have to turn to someone who is dealing with that professionally. Have you decided which area you are going to buy a house yet? Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, it took me a year of like exploring Bulgaria, and now I returned back to the first region where I started my house hunting, which is like Gabrovo, Veliko Tarnovo. Well, basically Stara Planina is like yeah, it's where I feel most home. It's where I kind of like got the feeling that this is where I belong. It's a very big region. Like Stara Planina goes through literally the whole middle part of Bulgaria, like from Varna all the way to the Serbian border. But I think more or less is gonna be Gabrovo region, because I've done a lot of house hunting here now in season 3 that you will see in maybe like a week or something like that. I will start putting out the new videos. So you will see me exploring like around Triauna, Gabrovo, Drianovo, Veliko Tarnovo. But yeah, I am very much in love with having a view of Stara Planina, so that's the dream. So hopefully, yeah. But I'm also not excluding Rhodopes. It's just, yeah, I think maybe the real estate there is a little bit more expensive, and the style of the houses is a little bit more different. So they are like usually they're all like made of stone, whereas these in Staraplanin are like the foundations are stone, and then the upper part would be wood or like wooden beams, and then like mud bricks or cob bricks. So it's a different kind of build. Were you born in rural mountains in Slovenia? Yes, I come from a small village, and I grew up in a village, but now my parents, when I was 17, 18, they moved into even more rural area. So the village where my parents live is like 10 houses, and we have a very nice view of not mountains, but yeah, let's say similar to Stara Planina. That's why I'm saying that I really feel at home in that area in Bulgaria. um, but I don't know how much you know about Slovenia. It's a very small country, so the mountains are always pretty close by. So yeah. Koliko to se može po... Oh my god, see, now it's becoming difficult to read Cyrillic. Brzo prehranjeni kvota I... Okay, I don't know what this means, and I have to translate it. Let's see. Can I copy this? Yes, I can. See, in situations like this, when I have to quickly learn what something is saying, I will just use Google Translate. Oh yeah, okay, so the registration of my car, yeah, I should yeah, my car was registered in May, so I think when that expires I will import the car to Bulgaria and register it there. And I am just now waiting for my residency to get approved, because before I left for Slovenia I applied and yeah, applied with all the documents for my 1 year residency. So hopefully now when I come back, that will be done, and then I can, of course, import my car and all that. But I don't think it's necessary until my registration actually expires. So I have 6 more months to think about and sort that out. It's a good area. We just bought one near Popova. Oh yeah, I was in Popova last year in November for one full day. I was looking at houses with Sunny and with what is her name? Joanna. And I actually liked some villages that Joanna showed me. I think Lomci and I don't know. I don't remember what is the other one. Something with K. So like more south of Popova, but like Palamarca, and that is for me. It's like I don't know, too many expats, I guess. I would really like to have a bit of a local community in a place where I live. Okay, let's continue with the question. So, did I consider buying empty land? A lot of people are asking me that, because I think for some it seems like it's an easier approach to owning something. Actually, yes, I did consider. I did consider getting a land when I was still considering that I'm going to buy something in Slovenia. And that was 5 years ago during the pandemic. But then I didn't have any money. And after the pandemic, the prices in Slovenia have gone so much up that I cannot even buy a tiny piece of land or nothing. In Slovenia, I cannot buy anything. So that's why I actually kind of stumbled upon Bulgaria and started researching real estate in Bulgaria. But during this process, I really fell in love with the old traditional architecture and yeah, houses in Bulgaria. So I just know that I wouldn't be feeling the same feelings living in, I don't know, let's say a container or a new house or a tiny house or something that I would need to build from scratch, because first thing is you need to get all the permits, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't want to waste my time and money with that. So buying an old house, I don't know, it's about much more than just having four walls. For me, it's really like building that cozy place that has character, that has history, and very importantly, that it's like natural materials. Um, and what else is important? Yeah, that's and I also want it to be a renovation project because I want to um, be able to adjust it to my needs. So I don't want a house that's already someone started renovating it. Also, because a lot of the times they just put like a lot of plastic stuff inside, and yeah, I just don't like that. I want it to be really like traditional, natural wood, stone, mud. That's it. um, so yeah, not interested in just buying a plot of land. I just really want to live in an old house with a wooden balcony. That's my dream. What is my maximum budget, and what will the total cost be? So my budget, I would really like to buy a house for under 12,000 euros. I have a bit more money on the side just because there's probably gonna be some extra costs. I mean, I don't know like exactly what would that be, because I heard that pretty much if you're not going through an agency, then there shouldn't really be any hidden costs. But just to get me started, so I'm not starting with zero. But I'm not sure what the person meant with what will the total cost be, like the total cost of renovation. There's just no way of me knowing that because I'm probably going to be building this house for the next 10 years. So, and I'm going to try to build myself with a help of some work exchange platforms and yeah, volunteers, and maybe some other projects that I don't want to reveal everything. I don't want to jinx anything. But yeah, it's gonna be a project for the next 10-15 years. I know that just because I'm not rich, so I'm gonna have to invest like little by little how much I will have. Ooh, there's a lot of questions now. Let me see. Are you a fashion brand consultant? How can you help new startup brands with your experience and knowledge? Um, yeah. I am basically a fashion mentor. I used to be a journalist, a stylist, an editor here in Slovenia for some fashion magazines. And after several burnouts that you heard also already a lot about in my videos, I have decided to quit my job in media publishing and just do the consulting. So yeah, I that's what I do. Like I mainly have clients who are at the beginning of their creative careers in fashion. So, like models, stylists, a lot of photographers, or people who are just beginning to establish a fashion brand. So, fashion startups, I just consult them like on how to build their brand visuals, how to market, what kind of strategy should they have, all that. So yeah, I have a different channel for all that. It's completely separate. So if anyone is ever interested, let me know and I will share my contacts. You probably shared this on many occasions. What made you choose Bulgaria over other countries, and what makes you keep wanting to live here? I assume Slovenia has everything to offer. Well, everything except beautiful old houses. Yeah. So what made me choose Bulgaria is it just kind of happened naturally and very spontaneously that I kind of stumbled upon the real estate opportunities in Bulgaria. And so when I first visited, I just went for like a touristic visit for 1 month. and I saw that I really like it, and that this could potentially be a place where I would be interested to buy my property. And it's for many reasons. Like I said, I'm Slavic, so for me, the Bulgarian culture is similar to my culture. Of course, we are the most Western Balkan country, and we were like one of the first to get like, how would I say, infused with capitalism and all that BS, let's say. Um, but when I'm in Bulgaria, I feel like I'm transported back into my childhood, like 30, 35 years back, when everything was just so much simpler, and when people were still living and laughing together and helping each other and living in communities. And I think in the Western world, this is something that is very rare. Actually, here where my parents live, they still have quite a nice community. Sorry, I need to take a sip of. Cheers, na zdravie. Yeah, like in small villages, you can still find this like sense of community, but it's rare. And I felt like wherever I went in Bulgaria, all the villages, and I explored so many. Like I always find that like always there were people around, and everyone greeting me, and everyone asking me if I need help or if I'm looking for something. Like you're gonna see in my videos now that I'm gonna share from my house hunting season 3 in Gabrovo how helpful people were. I think stuff that happened to me in these villages would never happen in Slovenia, because people just wouldn't approach you and wouldn't have time to help. And in Bulgaria, I feel like the sense of time is just different. It's like it's almost like it's the time slows down in some way. Um, so it's just a more yeah, it's just a slower, simpler life, more connected to people and more connected to nature as well. Because so many people still have animals, so many people are self-sufficient, they have their own gardens. And yeah, I completely connect to this style of living. So for me, it was like a no-brainer, basically. And every time I went into a new area, into a new region, it just kept confirming this, So it's not like just typical for one region or like one village, but it's just like all over the place. So yeah, that's why. And then the other thing is, of course, like I mentioned at the beginning, the real estate opportunities. Like here in Slovenia, it's so rare to find these old houses, and the ones that they are, most of the times, they are under like a historical how do you say, historical um, um, restoration policies and things like that. So you cannot just take any old house and do whatever you want. You have to do it like legally under like restoration rules and all that. So it costs a lot of money. Petar, thank you so much. Yes. Oh yeah, Slovenia has everything to offer. I mean, people here are so obsessed with money and having material stuff that, yeah, and like just hustle culture and all that. I just really don't resonate with that. I did when I was in my 20s and 30s, because it's so natural for us. I think for most people, like, you're really thought to do this, to just like care about your career and money. And at the at some stage I just realized that it's just not that important for me, that the quality of life and my health are more important than having money. And yeah, it's crazy how much the mentality in Slovenia has changed in the last 30, 35 years. We went from a socialist community to like completely capitalist, where yeah, the values are completely different. So I hope Bulgaria stays like it is for as long as possible. Um, what do you think about Bulgaria entering Eurozone and the inflation that will go up? Well, the same thing will happen as it happened in Slovenia when we received euro. Like that was 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, 25, I think. Yeah, everything got twice as expensive as it is now, as it was before. And I think probably similar things will happen in Bulgaria. I don't know how people will be able to afford anything, because when I go to a supermarket, things are more expensive in Bulgaria than they are in Slovenia. And our GDP and our average wage is much, much higher than it is in Bulgaria. So I don't know. I guess people will keep staying self sufficient, which in a way is good, but yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy what is happening everywhere, I guess, because the cost of living is becoming insane pretty much everywhere in the world. So yeah, I'm not happy about it. I would be much more happier if they kept the lev, and I think that would restrain the inflation a little bit. But I am no, um, I'm really not. How do you say? Gosh, I need another sip of wine. I'm not a professional in these topics. Yeah, economist. That's a good word. Yeah. Right. Okay, where are we? Eurozone in Bulgaria, oil prices will raise. Yeah, 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 yeah. How is your English? Good. Have you lived in UK? I did live in UK, but it's not where I learned English. So in Slovenia, we don't have dubbed TV programs and movies and series. So we have subtitles. So pretty much from when I was born, I was watching English series and movies, and you just kind of like naturally learn. A lot of people in Slovenia learn that way, but also we have English since grade 1 till all, basically your entire educational path is always at least one foreign language, but most of the times it's two. So I was also learning German, which is very useless. Very useless for me. But yeah, I did live in UK, in London, from 2021 to 2023, so like a year and a half. But yeah, my English comes from watching Friends. um, can you recommend a lawyer to help buy an apartment? Unfortunately, I can't, because I'm just doing it all myself. I'm DIYing. So I don't really have any recommendations for any legal um, contacts, or yeah, just sorry. No. Hi from Turkey. Merhaba. Lev, Yura. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, let's continue. I have a few more questions. What do I do when I find the house that I like? That's a very interesting question. Oh, someone from northern Kurdistan. Oh, hello. Oh, I love Kurdish people. Hi. um, so, well, it depends where I find the house. If I find the house online in an ad, then what I do is I drive into the village. I try to find local people. Sometimes I would go into a bar, or I would find someone walking on the street, or go into a shop, or go into the mayor's office. I show them the house and I ask them if they know where this house is. Sometimes, if the village is small, I just walk around the village and I try to find it. And sometimes I do. Once it even happened that someone called the agency for me and asked where the house is, because we couldn't find it by ourselves. But if you mean like when I'm walking around and I find a house I like, um, And if there's no for sale sign or anything like that, then yeah, I would try to find someone on the street or go to the mayor's office and ask the mayor. um, so yeah, that's what I do. Just ask people. Usually the people know who the house belongs to. And yeah, it even happened to me that I saw a house on the street. I saw some people walking down the street, and I just asked them if they know, and then they just ended up showing me the house. So yeah, you're gonna see all this circus in my next series. um why don't I get a boyfriend? Oh, I love this question. No, I don't. Um, I mean, it's a very personal question. And also, I sometimes don't understand why people want me to have a boyfriend. Like, it's not something that I can just go and get in a supermarket, or, it's not up to me if I have a boyfriend or not. But I guess I'm also not very actively looking just because of my past experiences. And yeah, Bulgaria is not exactly full of people my age. So maybe I'm making myself even a more difficult situation. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm very happy by myself. And to be honest, like, the majority of my most happy, or I don't really like the word happy, but let's say content periods of my life were always when I was single. So I think that says a lot. Um, yeah, it's just my personality. When I'm in a relationship, I tend to lose myself and devote too much time into the relationship and don't get enough in return. And then, shit happens. So let's leave it at that. Single is also very good. Yes, it is. And I will tell you a funny story. Like, usually the old grandmas, the babas in the town would always ask me, "Are you married? Do you have children?" And I say no. And they're always like, "Oh, why not? You have to find someone. How old are you? 40? Oh my God, you need a husband." But the last time when I was in a small village, well, not so small, let's say medium size village, and I wanted to find a house. And the first person I saw was this old baba. So I go to her and I show her the house, and I ask her if she knows where it is, and she's like, "Oh no." And then she asks me, "Do you have a husband?" And I'm like, "No, it's just me." And she's like, "Cool. Keep it that way. Men are trouble. Men just drink. They're no good. Stay single and free." And I was like, finally, someone who understands me. She was like 80 years old. Really cool. Yeah. Um, okay. I think I have one last question on my list. So if you have any other questions, now is the time to ask them before I go and just tell you a little bit of like where I'm gonna go next when I return to Bulgaria. So the last question is, won't I get bored living so remote in a small Bulgarian mountain village? I doubt so. And I can speak from experience, first because I grew up in a village, and also, yeah, like I said, my parents now live in a village with 10 people, and I didn't grow up here, so I don't actually know that many neighbors, or I don't know anyone my age. The only person here who I hang out with is my younger brother who lives with them. Um, and first of all, I'm never bored here. Second of all, I lived in remote places in Bulgaria already, alone, sometimes with pets and sometimes not. I was never bored. And I think once I have my house, I will have so much work to do for probably the rest of my life that I don't think I could get bored. Um, Actually, I haven't been bored since one day in August when I made a video of my 87 hours of complete detox and unplugging from the world. That was one moment where I got bored because I was doing nothing for 4 days. But otherwise, I think the last time I got bored was probably when I was a kid, before internet, before phones and all that. So I would actually really, really love to be in a state of mind, in a place and time where I can actually be bored. But I doubt that will happen when I buy the house, for sure. Okay, we have some more questions. We have people from Canada. Hello. Um, how is the old Baba who was farming in her garden? And do old people get welfare? They left it then for themselves. I saw a lot of poor old. Well, I actually don't. So Baba Rosa is 85-year-old Baba who was my neighbor when I was house and pet sitting in Rhodopes. Actually, my most viewed video is from when I was saying goodbye to her. I'm not sure how she's doing. I hope she's well, but I'm gonna find out very soon. So I'm gonna let you know. And I think they do get some pension, but I think it's very low. I'm not sure how much it is, but I think you can probably Google those numbers. I can tell you how much they are in Slovenia. They're very low. Like, I think the lowest is like 600 euros, something like that. So yeah, if you know how much stuff costs in Slovenia, it's not sufficient for one person to live on 600 euros, unless you are living in a way that I live, or you're living in a off-grid remote place, and don't have to pay for bills and things like that. You could explore Zelen near Svoje. There is community of people who practice permaculture gardening there. Yeah, I saw quite a few of these projects also on pages like Workaway. I think there's a few people and a few communities who do that. I would actually really love to learn that, but I think that's more like a later kind of skill. I was like really keen to learn more about just maintenance and repairing, and using different tools and like basics of gardening, which I learned all that when I was doing my work exchange in Elena in May. And speaking of, so I already told you, like, I'm coming back to Bulgaria on Saturday. And my plan is now, first I will go to Elena and I will spend 3 nights there with Pierre, who, if you have watched my interview with him. So he was very kind to offer me his room so I can do a little bit more of house hunting in that region. There are a couple of houses and a couple of villages that I want to see in that area. So in like Elena area and Veliko Tarnovo area. And I also need to go pick up my residency and just hope that it's confirmed. And after that, I will go back to the Rhodope Mountains. So I'm going back to being neighbor with Barbarossa. I'm going back to sitting Leuski and India and Merlin. So those are 2 dogs and a cat. And I will spend almost 2 months in Rhodope Mountains. It's going to be my first winter in Bulgaria. And I'm a person who is not exactly keen of winters. I tend to escape to a warm place a lot of winters. And I'm already preparing. And I will also make a video about how I'm preparing for my first winter, because Bulgarians know, but if you don't, the houses there are not very well insulated, and most of them are heated by wood burning. And Rhodope Mountains, like, I'm going to Polkovnik Serafimo, that's 900 and something of meters of altitude, I think. So there can be a lot of snow, and the house isn't really reachable by car, only not with Vladimir anyway, only by 4x4. So I will not be able to reach the house with my car. I will have to walk through the forest. So I'm gonna try to prepare as much as possible so that I won't have to leave the house much except to wander around and walk the dogs and things like that. But yeah, that's basically the plan. And then after January, I don't know yet. Depending on what kind of winter it will be, if I'm gonna be good staying there, if it's not gonna be depressing for me because I do have seasonal affective disorder, then I will probably stay somewhere. If not, I might go for a few weeks or a few months back to Canary Islands and just enjoy some sun and warmth, and then come back and continue with house hunting. Yeah, winter, I don't know how much house hunting I'm gonna do in Rhodopis because, yeah, the weather. And then, yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to live in Rhodopis. I think Stara Planina for me is probably a better place. Okay, a few more questions. How is Pierre? He's also single. Pierre, video is my favorite of yours. Oh, thank you so much. That was actually so fun to make. Yeah, Pierre is very good. He might pop up in my videos in the future. We will see. But yeah, he's been very well. A crazy idea, explore some of our mountain huts. Becoming a hut keeper might be an interesting and satisfying occupation for some time. I was actually considering doing that in Slovenia because the last 2-3 summers there was like a real lack of people who are hut keepers in Slovenia. But yeah, it's quite difficult because they are very understaffed. So you're working from very, very early mornings until late night. And usually it's just like two people, and you have to cook everything. And I'm not that great at cooking for hundreds of people who come every day to the huts. Like here in Slovenia, you have to know that hiking is super, super popular, and these huts are really busy. So when you are considering how much work it is, like the pay is not really very nice. And I did one season in a hotel in the mountains, and that's when I actually started to feel my burnout. And so, yeah, I think in this state of and this time of my life, I think that's not for me. I wish I would done that sooner in my life when I was younger and had more energy, because I think, yeah, it would totally be something that I would be enjoying and loving doing. But yeah, maybe when I'm older, I don't know. Maybe when my energy comes back, I will want to do something like that. Give our love to Barbarossa. Oh yeah, I will. I saw a video where some gypsies tricked a lady into giving a house. What? Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, people take advantage of old people everywhere in the world, I guess. That's why we need to take care of each other. Like, you need to take care of your neighbors and especially of the elder people. Sometimes I watch videos. There's this really, really cool channel that I discovered. Wait, maybe I can find it. I think it's something on top. View on the top. Top. Life on the top, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Oh my god, guys, I really recommend you to watch these videos from this channel because it's all about old people living in very remote mountain areas. And you see these old babas and dedas, like 80, 90 years old, and they do everything alone. Like, and I think that's also like good. I think you have to stay active in your old age, and that's what keeps you alive, basically, you know. All right. I think this is it. So you heard about where I am, what I'm doing, and where I'm going. Thank you so much for joining this live stream, the first one. It was really fun. I might do it again, actually. It's gonna be a long and cold winter, so I'm gonna need some new projects to keep me busy and going. I would like to take this opportunity because I see here many people, many followers, subscribers, supporters who I keep seeing and who have been supporting me for a very long time. So really, thank you so much for every view, comment, like. It really means a lot because the channel is finally taking off, and like I said, 5 years and more than 500 videos. It's been a long journey, but I feel super grateful because not only am I starting to be able to monetize it, but also, like I said, I got so many connections already and so many lovely people reaching out that is just expanding this community and this network. So that was the whole point, and to inspire you guys to just go out there and do your thing. All right, thank you guys. And I'll see you Sunday with my new episode. It's gonna be from another one from Vratsa. So another house hunting from Vratsa, and then after that is gonna be the new season of house hunting from Stara Planina, Gabrovo, Veliko Tarnovo region. All right, take care, everyone. Bye. See you.